Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on here and address a few things before you see the actual video. First, I know my eye is drooping. It's like, it happens. There's nothing I can do about it. Anytime I'm really tired, one of them droops way lower than the other, like even now. Also, currently it's 1:30 in the morning on Saturday when I was supposed to upload this, but here we are instead. And yeah. Second, I mention a few brands in this video and companies, and everything that I'm saying is either from my own personal experience or what I've heard from other people. Specifically talking about Defy, I mentioned them for all of like a second or two, but I didn't experience that. I don't know what that was like. This is just my understanding of what went on, I guess. Then I mentioned a couple different beauty brands, and it's not, anything that I say isn't really meant to be mean or like shade or anything, but it's just my experience with the brands and why I don't support them. Everybody can do whatever they choose to do. You have your own free will. But these are just things that I experienced or I heard from other people. So, yeah. Anyways, on a more positive note, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and yeah. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Chit-Chat Get Ready with me. First, we're going to start by using the Origins Original Skin Matte Moisturizer. And what I like to do is take the big end of my beauty blender, or knockoff in this case, and put it on there and then just rub it in all over my face. I feel like this helps spread the product around a little bit more. And I go over my eyes and down my neck for this. And then while that sets, I like to go ahead and do my eyebrows. While the primer's setting in my skin, I'm going to go ahead and start on my brows. First, I'm going to use the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Auburn. And I'm just going to outline my brows. So recently I have been looking at apartments for next year, and I actually got to sign my lease the other day, so that's exciting. I actually have a place to live for next year. I'm no longer going to be living on my campus, which like sucks because I lose that convenience factor, but is great because I hate living on campus. I don't hate it, I'm just tired of my neighbors being incredibly fucking loud. Once my brows are outlined the way that I like them, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Dip Brow, also in the shade Auburn, with this Morphe brush. I don't know, it doesn't have a number on it, so. And I'm going to just start at the tail of my brows and work my way towards the front. But, so, also in excitement for next year, I get to get a dog. So my parents and I have been looking for a dog that I could get. They keep wanting to tell me that I can only have a small dog, like tiny dog, and I am more of a big dog person, so we'll see who wins this argument. It's probably going to be them because they're paying for it, but oh well. And then, I don't know what else to talk about. My classes have been going pretty well. I'm not failing anything yet, so that's good. But my abnormal psych class has been a lot of fun. We've been learning about like different disorders and stuff, and recently we've been learning about like PTSD and things like that, and it's so interesting to learn that there's not just like what everybody sees, if that makes sense. So like there's not just one type of depression, one type of bipolar, like one type of PTSD. There's a whole bunch of different like other mental illnesses similar to them as well, which like I didn't know before now, so that's pretty cool. And then history, I have my first essay coming up for that, so that's stressful. I just submitted my first essay for English, and I go to class today, And they're like, yeah, by the way, like, you get your prompt for your next essay on Tuesday. I'm like, I literally just finished the last one, like, a week ago. Why do we need... Why are we getting the next one so soon? And then philosophy's been fun. There was, like, 4 people who showed up to class today, which was kind of shocking. But all in all, classes are going really well. So, yeah. Now I'm just going to brush through my brows to spread the product around so it's not just clumped into, like, 1 or 2 spots. It also helps, like, put my brow hairs in place as well. Then I go back in and fill in any sort of, like, bald spots or anything like that. Wow, my brows look bad. Oh well. Now I'm going to go in and clean up my brows with a little bit of Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Beige. I'm just going to put some of this on the back of my hand. And then take a little flat Morphe brush and kind of just outline right outside of where I outlined previously to reshape the brows a little bit and clean up the, like, really messy edges. Because while I've been doing makeup for a few years now, I suck at brows and can never get them to look the way I want. And when I do, it's like a freak accident. And I don't know what I did differently. This past weekend I went home and saw my old high school color guard kids and went to a competition. So that was interesting. I got to see one of my, like, best friends from, like, elementary school compete, so that was fun. Yeah, I got to, like, talk to a couple of the, like, there's 2 seniors left in the program now from when I started, and they're both about to go off to college, and I'm so excited for them. And I got to talk to them about, like, where they wanted to go and what they want to do. And both of them are, like, super, super smart kids, and I'm so proud of them. They're gonna do super amazing things. So Alyssa and Justin, if for some reason y'all are watching me, I love you guys, and you guys are gonna do amazing things. And then apparently, like every school program, there's drama, and all people need to know is that high school drama is literally not going to matter in 2-3 years. You're just wasting your time. The only type of drama that actually matters is something that hurts you. Oh, now I'm priming my eyes with the leftover concealer from my hand. And then I'm going to take the pointy end of my beauty blender and just blend out everything. But yeah, high school drama is dumb and a waste of time. And while it may seem like the biggest thing in the world right now, it really will not matter in, like 2-3 months. A year, maybe. Just, if people start trying to start stuff, just ignore it the best you can, and if for some reason they keep trying to drag you into it, just drop them. I mean, best advice I can give. Now I'm going to go in with my Milk Makeup Kush Clear Brow Gel and go over my brows. Again, starting at the tail, even though it's clear, it's still, like, I'd rather have most of the product at the end, so it helps them stay in place a little bit better. My brows used to literally just be, like, one product, and recently I got into, like, so I started off using only Brow Wiz, and then I used only Dip Brow, and then I started using both of them once I dyed my hair red. And now I added brow gel because my brows would always come off in, like, the middle of the day, and I was like, this is not it. Okay. Now I'm going to be moving on to eyeshadow. I'm going to use the Subculture palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I got this for Christmas, and I haven't used it yet, actually, so I'm really excited. I'm going to clean off my brushes, Jesus. I'm going to start by taking the shade Roxy and putting that in my crease on a e.l.f. blending eye brush. I don't know, I got it at Target like a year ago for like $2, and it's a great brush for the crease. Also, I know my eyeshadow is going to look really messy, and that's okay. I'm a messy person. Recently I've started listening to podcasts, which has been interesting. It's kind of like a one-way conversation in a way, except for you're listening to somebody talk the whole time instead of you talking to someone. So, I guess it's kind of like YouTube videos in a way, but yeah. Now on this flat Morphe brush, I'm going to take the shade New Wave, which is right here, and put it on my lid. Mostly focusing it on the inner corner and blending it. Oh, it's more orange than I thought. Oh well. Oh, word. So yeah, I've been listening to podcasts, and one of the ones that I really like is Curtis Connor's podcast. I can't really remember what it's called. I'll look it up and put the title of it like on the screen when I remember it, but it's really interesting. He just kind of talks about whatever, and it's... My neighbors are being loud. It's nice because he just kind of talks about anything and everything that he wants, and it's just fun. He was talking about how, like, in one of the episodes I was listening to recently, if, like, your feet had taste buds, would you taste it on your feet or in your mouth? And, like, what would it feel like to taste things from your feet? I don't know. I thought it was really interesting and kind of, like, stupid in a way, but it was funny. And then I listened to Smoshcast, which is Smosh's new podcast that they started once they got adopted by Mythical, which has been fascinating. One of the first episodes they did was talk about, like, why Defy was such a horrible company and all of that, and what the whole week of, like, them finding out that they were basically told, like, within 24 hours that they had to leave and all this stuff. It was really interesting. But if anybody has any podcast recommendations, leave them in the comments below and I'll listen to them. But yeah. Okay, so trying to make sure each eye is even. It's not working out very well. But then again, when do I ever look good? So now I'm going to take this little brush that came with the palette and use this, like, flatter end and take the shade Axis and put it on the rest of the lid. So in other entertainment news, the Jonas Brothers announced they're coming back today. So that's exciting. They're having a new song release at 8 the day that I film this. It'll be out by the time I upload it because it's going to be like 3 weeks from when I film it because I'm horrible at actually uploading things. But yeah, so I'm blending this right into the outer part of my crease and down my lid. I'm excited for them to come back. I've been listening to their old music all day, and I know the music's not going to be the same because, like, that's from, like, 2006, 2007. God, that was 12 years ago. Like, does anybody remember their TV shows that they had? They had 3. There was Jonas LA, and then Kevin had his own show, like, reality show with his wife. which was, like, canceled, I think, after, like, a season or 2, because nobody really watched it. Like, most of the people who watched Jonas and all of that were, like, 12, 13, 14 years old. We weren't, like, quite old enough to understand, like, what reality shows were, and if we did, they just weren't entertaining to us. We weren't, like, the type of demographic they were looking for with that show. But I'm excited for them to come back. Wow, I just really messed that up. But it'd be cool if they did, like, a whole, like, TV show again on Disney with them, but I doubt that's gonna happen. It's so weird to think that, like, bands from childhood are gonna be making music again. and I'm, like, genuinely so excited. In my philosophy class today, we were talking about it so much that my professor was like, I'm trying to make this class short for y'all since there's only, like, 5 of y'all here. But if you keep talking about the Jonas Brothers, we're gonna take forever, and it's not gonna be fun. So, wow, this looks interesting. Okay, gonna go back in with the shade New Wave, and go back over just, like, the center parts a little bit to blend it out a little more. And then taking the fluffier side of the Anastasia brush, gonna blend it out right in the center. That's a pretty color. This reminds me of my elementary school, well, one of my elementary school's colors. One of the elementary schools I went to, literally for like a year, was, their colors were like teal and orange. Granted, it was not the prettiest thing in the world, but... Oh, and my junior high was like teal, or green and orange. That's what this is reminding me of. Now that I'm thinking about it, most of my schools that I went to had orange as one of their colors. Like, my high school, Seven Lakes, had orange in it, and then Beckendorf was orange, and Griffin had orange in it. Wow. That's crazy. And then every school I went to had a shade of blue in it from, I can't remember the school I went to in North Carolina because I literally went there when I was like 7, or not even 7, like 3 or 4. But, they had blue in it because we were Stingray, so everything had to be blue. And then Griffin was teal. Bonnie Holland was like navy. Seven Lakes was navy. And Griffin was green. But close enough, I guess. Okay. Now I'm going to take the shade All Star from up here in the corner, right here, and put that in my outer corner and kind of blend it up into the crease a little bit. I don't know if this is really going to show up much, but we'll try. Oh, and I'm taking it on a Morphe brush that looks like this. I don't know. One of my friends a couple years ago gave me these for Christmas, and it was like a whole set of them, so none of them had like numbers or anything, and I don't have the numbers and everything memorized. So, yeah. Oh, wow, that's a mess, but it looks good. Like, the colors all look good. My roommate's in the background, if you can see her, like, walking around or hear her. You wanna say hi? Hi. Oh my god. She's putting up with me so patiently while I do this. I look ridiculous. Wow. So tonight is comedy night at one of the at the coffee shop that my friends and I go to. Next, I'm going to take this Studio Gear brush in number 34 and use this to blend out all of the colors in my crease and all over my lid. So my friend Vivian and I and a couple of our other friends go every week and just go watch some college kids and other adults do some mediocre stand-up. But, oh wow, that looks so pretty. I don't know if you can see it very well, but like, it looks so good. I'm actually like really proud of it. So yeah, we're going to that tonight, and then there's one of my newer friends, Sophia, is gonna go with us, so that's exciting. I've hung out with her once, and we were supposed to hang out again, but I canceled. Oh well. So yeah, I'm excited. And then Vivian's roommate and a couple of her friends are going with us. A little bit more purple on this side. I didn't really think these colors would go well together. I just kind of picked colors and went with it. but wow, that looks good. Now I'm going to move on to my base makeup. I'm going to use the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation from Tarte in the shade Light Sand. I'm going to put some of this on the back of my hand. And then take my beauty blender, bounce it, and then put this all over my face and down my neck. Not much has been going on with me recently. I actually used to use the Kat Von D foundation, and then she said she would not vaccinate her children and force them to be on a vegan diet, and that was done after that. This foundation is pretty full coverage, but it's more of like a buildable full coverage than like full coverage. And I feel like even though like using a damp beauty blender is what everyone does, since I wet my beauty blender like so far in advance before I do my makeup, it kind of dries out a little bit and it actually goes on really smooth like that. And I don't know if it's just like what I've experienced, but also if anybody has like any idea how to keep my foundation from like to get foundation on around my nose ring, that'd be helpful, because I don't do makeup like every day now. It's so much effort and I wake up like 30 minutes before class starts. But the last time I did makeup every day, I didn't have my nose pierced, and now I do, so it's hard to get around the little thing, even when I like take the pointy end and try to go in and do it. Also, there's this trend going on now where people are getting their septum and their nostril pierced, and I really want to get my septum pierced now because of it. And like I did when I was younger too. Like I wanted my septum pierced so bad, and I would get like the fake septum rings and stuff. But now I really just want my septum pierced, and I think I might do it over spring break. Leave your comments down below about like what you think I should do. If I should get it, or if I should just like let the since it's just a trend now, like it hasn't really been a trend before, if I should just wait and see if the trend dies, and if I still want it then, or if I should just go ahead and do it. Because like with piercings, like what's the harm in it? Like you just take it out if it's not trendy anymore, if you don't like it anymore. Like it's not that big a deal. And especially with the septum piercing, you can just flip it up if your job doesn't allow it or whatever. I don't know, I've thought about it. Also, spring break is coming up for us. That's in like 2 weeks. Wow. So that's exciting. Vivian and Keisha and I are all going down to Austin up to Austin for a couple days. Now I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape again and just put a little bit under my eyes and like on the corners of my nose a little bit. Cupid's bow, chin, jawline, forehead. Wow, that was really bad. And a little bit down my nose. I'm blending that out with my beauty blender. And the main reason I put it on the sides of my nose, I know that's like not something a lot of people do, is that my foundation comes off right there. Anytime I like move my mouth, it moves with it, so it pulls it off, which is really inconsiderate if you think about it, but whatever. I don't know if many people don't do this. I don't know why I said that, but I also feel like it makes my nose look like a little bit smaller. That could just be. Oh, I'm blending this in with the flat top part of my beauty blender. What is y'all's opinion of doing foundation before eyeshadow or eyeshadow before foundation? Like, what's y'all's order of things that you do? Because, like, for me, I like doing the eyeshadow first, especially if I'm using, like, really pigmented colors. Because then I can, like, just dust off the fallout and put foundation over it. But I know some people think that's, like, really stupid. And, like, kind of pointless. But I guess it's kind of to each their own. Now I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And put that all over my face. Mostly concentrating it in the areas where I know my foundation's probably going to crease, like my nose. Wow, I look crazy already, and under my eyes. I have a problem where, like, the underneath of my eyes always creases no matter what I do. And I will show you guys what I do to, like, cover up that effect. And, like, it's not because, like, I just use, like, poor foundation or concealer or anything. It's that, like, I have natural creases under my eyes. I don't sleep. But, like, I've tried just about everything to, like, get rid of the creases other than, like, literal, like, surgery or whatever. But, yeah. It's so inconsiderate of my body to do that. Since I know I'm going to be wearing the makeup for a few hours and I'm probably going to take a few photos and I don't want to look, like, super powdery, I'm taking the pointy end of my beauty blender and kind of, like, dabbing it all over my face and then rotating it and, like, pressing it in with the other side. I feel like it just helps it melt into the skin a little bit better. I don't know. That may just be me being stupid and my pictures all have really bad flashback and nobody's just been nice enough to tell me, but yeah, and then I take my fluffy brush from e.l.f. It's a total face brush, and dip it into the excess powder that's in the little lid thing, and just kind of run it down my neck, because I don't really want to press the, I don't want to press the powder in there too much, and then just run over the rest of my face and wipe off any excess. Now I'm going to bronze and contour my face. I don't really, like, bronze my face, I just kind of contour it, I guess. I'm going to be using the NARS bronzer in Laguna, from the Laguna and Orgasm thing. Duo, that's the word. I know NARS isn't necessarily considered cruelty-free anymore because they sell in China now, but I bought it before then. Like, before they started selling in China, or, like, immediately after, like, before it was, like, in my knowledge, I guess. But, it's one of the few bronzers that I found that, like, really works with my skin tone. Because I'm super pale, but, like, the second I get any sort of sun, I'm really dark. Like, not really dark, but, like, tanner. And this shade, like, works with both me being super pale and rather tan. Also, yes, I know my hair is, like, 8 shades of red, and you can really see it in this lighting, but I'm not getting my hair done again until spring break. But, oh well. Okay. Now taking a little Morphe brush, eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go in with a contour shade and contour my nose a bit. Personally, I don't hate my nose. I just wish it was a little, like, smaller, especially, like, right here in the tip of it. Which, like, it's contoured right now, so, like, it looks smaller than it really is. But, like, if my nose looked like that, it'd be so cute. I don't know. I just personally don't like my nose very much. And, like, there's literally no reason why I don't like it. I just, for some reason, don't. And then I'm going to take my powder brush, which I know is kind of stupid to do, but I don't have many brushes, and blend out my nose contour. I mean, it works well for what I want it to do, so that works. The brush, not my nose. Also, I do have chapstick on right now. I put chapstick on before I start my makeup so that when I put on liquid lipstick, it doesn't dry my lips out. But I'm also going to take this and blend out everywhere I put the contour, so that way it's just a little less dense, if that makes any sense. Next, I'm going to be going in with blush in the shade Party from Tarte in their Amazonian Clay blush, and I'm going to take this little angled brush. I don't know, I got this brush set for Christmas years ago. I only saved like 3 brushes from it because I got the Morphe brushes, and all the Morphe brushes are eye brushes. And I use one of them for highlight, but most of them are eye brushes. And what I like to do, even when I'm not doing fake freckles, is put some blush over my nose. I think it just looks more natural. And it's not a lot. Like, it doesn't look as pink as my cheeks, but it looks pink enough. Like a little bit on my forehead. Chin. And then again, taking my big fluffy powder brush and blending it out so I don't look super, super pink. Again, this is one of those, like, things that, like, I haven't found another shade that looks really good with my skin. And, like, Tarte is cruelty-free, and I really like their products, especially, like, their foundation and concealer. They're, like, kind of, their concealer is, like, a cult favorite, I guess. Now I'm going to spray my face a little bit with the Urban Decay All Nighter Pollution Protection setting spray, which has become my absolute favorite now. I used to always use the De-Slick setting spray, and that one's amazing. Like, I have super oily skin, and it, like, my makeup didn't move ever, and I lived in Katy, which is right outside of Houston, and now I live in San Marcos, but, like, both places are so humid, and it would always be, like, so muggy and sticky, and my makeup would just, like, be sweated off by the end of the day, unless I used the all-nighter, and this is, like, the perfect mix of both of those, so it has become, like, a holy grail setting spray for me. Once that's dried down a little bit, I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter, which is absolutely beautiful, and this Morphe brush. Again, don't know what it's called. It's just a brush that I have. And put this where I would highlight my face, focusing it mostly along the cheekbones. And I know this is kind of like an interesting thing to point out. If any of you have the James Charles palette, the shade Face, at least on my skin tone, like this one right here, turns out really similar to the Amrezy highlighter. So, fun fact for y'all. Also, yeah, I keep the little, like, plastic thing in there because I don't know shade names, and I don't want to, like, tell y'all the wrong thing if I use it in a, like, actual tutorial. So, I thought I might as well just keep that and use it when I can. And then, for the nose highlight, I go down a little bit, skip a space right about the middle of it, like right here, and then on the tip of my nose. It creates more like an elongated effect. And a little bit above the brow. And the Cupid's bow. Now I'm going to be going back in with a Subculture palette and a small little under eye brush. Where did my brush go? Little tiny brush. And I'm going to take the shade Edge, which is right here, this yellow shade. I'm going to put this under my eye. This is how I cover up, like, conceal the fact that I have creases under my eye. Recently, I finished Criminal Minds. Like, I'm all caught up with the new season. And, first of all, not okay. They should not have just done 15 episodes for this season, and then only 10 for the next season. Like, if you're gonna do that, just make one longer season. But, not my choice. Also, they're canceling it after season 15, if you didn't know, which is really stupid, and they shouldn't do that. That's rude and disrespectful to me. I'm very upset by that. I love the show, and I know that, like, the actors and everybody wants to, like, go and do their own thing and all of that, but whatever. So, anyways, I recently finished that and started watching NCIS, which is really good, actually. Denozo pisses me off. He's so stuck up and annoying and such a womanizer. Granted, I'm only on season 3. I've heard he, like, kind of redeems himself later on. I haven't gotten there yet. But they do a really good job showing the chain of custody and, like, making sure to emphasize that, like, you have to go through the chain of custody with stuff. And, like, as a criminal justice major, that, like, makes me happy. Which I know is, like, kind of stupid, but okay. Now, taking that same brush, I'm going to go into the shade Destiny right here, the green shade, and go on the outer corner, or not the outer corner, the middle towards the outer corner with it. So I'm using slightly lighter shades than what's on my actual eyelid for my under eye to make it appear a little bit brighter. And then, once again, using that same brush, I'm actually going to go back in with the shade All Star from earlier and use that on the outer part of my crease. And I also rarely ever do eyeliner because I have really hooded eyelids and it doesn't look good on my eyes, in my opinion. And if I do it, it just smudges and I'm not good at it. And granted, if I practiced it, I probably would get good at it, but I'm lazy, and it doesn't always look good when you, in my opinion, on me. Everybody's body's different, everybody's gonna look different. This is just what I do for my own makeup, is I don't think it looks good when I have a winged liner and shadow underneath my eyes. I feel like it's just two separate distinct lines that you can kind of only pick one or the other for how I do makeup on my face. Again, everybody is different with how they do makeup. Everybody has their own way of doing things. It's up to them. But personally, I think winged eyeliner and shadow under the eye doesn't look good on my face. Okay, so for the last step on the eyes, I'm going to take this shade down here in this corner, Electric. It's kind of like a duochrome, like yellow and green. It's really pretty. And I'm going to put that on the inner... First, I'm going to spray my brush before I put it on there. And put this on the inner corner of my eyes. Since I did kind of use like greens and orangey colors, I feel like this is a nice like pop of something. Oh my god, that is so beautiful. Okay, wow. Like, the camera's not quite picking up on how pretty that is. You can see my highlight too, wow. But it's so pretty. Why'd I put the lid back on this? Sorry if I went on any, like, tangents during this video and, like, never fully completed what I was saying. I'm kind of absent-minded and easily distracted, so... I have an English reflection letter to write about my first essay, but it's not due till tomorrow, so we'll deal with that then. Okay. I'm just going to pull you guys in close really quick so you can see what that color actually looks like on my face. Last step on the eyes is we're going to go in with the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara in black. This has become my favorite mascara. It has made my lashes so soft and like so much longer naturally. Oh my god. And it doesn't clump very much either. Like, granted, I'm horrible at putting on mascara, so if it clumps, it's entirely user error. But usually, like, there's no clumping. And I'm not going to do lashes with this look today. If I was going out to, like, a party or something, I would do lashes. But since I'm just going out with a couple of friends, I don't feel the need to. Plus, they're a pain, and I don't really want to mess up this look. But some of my favorite lashes are actually Kiss lashes. They're cheap little drugstore lashes, but they work amazing. I wore them for my dance recital. And then the lashes I wore to prom, I took them off and I went to clean them the next day. And they ripped. Like, straight up, the lashes fell off of the band. And I wasn't tugging on them at all or anything. They just, like, fell off when I went to go clean them. I'm like, great. Paid, like, $30 for these, but whatever. That was really inconsiderate of the lashes to do, but... And I've talked to other people who use the same brand of lashes, and I'm not going to name the company. Actually, you know what, I will. Huda Lashes. No. Absolutely not. Huda Beauty in general, no. Like, I don't... First of all, their lip glosses, or their lipsticks or anything, they smell so strong. They're not cruelty-free. They ripped off a black-owned company, like... And not even that, just, like, a small business. Like, they ripped off a small business. Like... Just because they're not as big and don't have as much recognition as you doesn't mean you can get away with things like that. Like, that's... No, that's horrible. It's such a shit thing. Such a bad thing to do. I try not to swear. This isn't working out very well. I'll just bleep it. Everybody's mascara faces always amuse me. I'm like, Last thing we're going to do before setting spray for this look is lips. I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Dusty Rose. This is more of a, like, purpley, rusty color, if that makes any sense. I feel like it's going to look really pretty with the eyeshadow look, since, like, green and purple are opposite of the color wheel. Wow, I know how to make colors. One of the people that I work with, I guess, in Hall Council doesn't know or didn't know how to make the color orange because he was homeschooled for, like, most of his life, and he's a football kid. Like, he was more sports oriented, and he was homeschooled for most of his life up until high school, so he didn't have to take art or anything like that. Like, I give him, like, major props for being able to be homeschooled. I couldn't do without the socialization, and he's a genuinely, like, overall smart kid, but, he did not know how to make the color orange until we went to a Hall Council event in September. Just because, like, he had never had to learn the color wheel or anything like that, so, I mean, it's not his fault. He never had to learn it. Okay, and I always overline my bottom lip and not so much my top lip. I mean, I do, but not as much as my bottom lip. Now I need to wait for this to dry down a little bit, but once it's dried, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Plumper. If I can get it open, Jesus. And mine's, like, stained because I wear it over Jeffree Star's Christmas cookie on a regular basis. Like, just about every time I do my makeup, I wear that lipstick. So, it's become stained that color. I'm just gonna dab it on it first, just to get some of it down. I use a lot of it. I like to have my lips nice and, like, big, and I really want to get lip fillers. Oh my god, I posted on one of my Instagram accounts saying that I wanted to get Juvederm, which is a brand of lip filler, and Instagram took my photo down, saying that it violated their community guidelines for inappropriate content and promotion and sale of drugs. I'm sorry, what? Somebody explain to me how Juvederm is a drug. Like, it's literally lip filler. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to repost it. And instead of Juvederm, I'm going to put the caption as lip filler. So whoever reported it or whatever doesn't think I'm trying to do some sort of hard drug called Juvederm. And it didn't get deleted, but my account got suspended for 3 weeks. I still don't know why. Like, me saying I wanted lip filler got my account suspended for 3 weeks. Whatever, it's back now, and my post is still up. They didn't delete it. So, I guess they found nothing wrong with my account. Because I think it's just, like, a bot that goes in and, like, if somebody reports your photo, like, the bot goes in and looks at it. And then, once your account gets suspended, some, like, physical person goes in and looks at it. But, I don't know. Okay, last up, I'm going to take my setting spray, same as before, and just set my face. thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for letting me just kind of talk and rant to you guys for a little bit. It was nice. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Be sure to leave me comments about podcasts and stuff I should listen to, or makeup looks you guys want to see in the future with palettes, or like maybe I'll do a full face of, like, I don't know, full face of only Jeffree Star products because I have a lot of them, or things like that. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you all for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe.